This is 50 years, and it's pretty special. We talked on the phone and we said, we got to do something for the 50th. And so here we are, and I hope everybody enjoys the evening.
What a great time we had putting this reunion together, me and the whole committee. There's 11 people at a minimum that work on this. It's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun. We enjoy it. And I look at this as a family gathering. We're the class of 67 family.
I'm overwhelmed. It's our 50th, and I can't believe where time has gone. And yet, it's so wonderful to reconnect with people.
There's Barry Stroh. Barry, how you doing? Glad you came today?
I'm glad to be here. The love that I share with this group of friends and fellowships for 50 years blows me away, and I couldn't even put it into words how much it means to me to have these kinds of friendships.
What's really special about this reunion is that we're the class of 67, and most of us are 67 right now. I am until next Thursday. Then I'll be old. No, I'll be 68.
All right, so we're broadcasting live, and we have currently 5 watchers.
All right.
When I was this age, you asked me about the reunion. When I was this age, I promised myself that if I was still alive, I would come to this reunion if I was, coherent and capable. But I pictured myself looking like my grandma, only worse.
Great job, Margie.
Thanks, George. You did good work,
Marge
too.
always drove down. She drove the farthest to come to all the meetings.
Do I get an
all the
award
meetings
for that?
were down here, and Margie lives up by the Wisconsin line.
So I get an award.
So you're going to get an award.
Yay!
For us to have this group of people who continually take the time and effort to put it together so that we can all come and have fun and be together and see each other, and it's just such a nice atmosphere.
I think that we had a special time in our life. We were blessed to be raised in Park Forest. We were blessed to be in the school that we were. We were blessed with all the friendships that we made there during those years. And what's really great is, even today, those friendships carry on.
Hi, photography guy.
That's me. Never stopped.
Did George give up his job?
No, he's doing it. He's doing the live stream.
Oh, he is. And what is this?
This is the documentary.
Oh, it is. Okay, then.
And I think Park Forest was, at that time, an exceptional community to grow up in. And the fun thing for me is that so many of the people here are also people that were in my Brownie troop or my kindergarten class. The truth is, we grew up together. It wasn't just high school. It was everything.
My mother always said, good things come in small packages. And that's
I've heard that
us,
before,
right,
too.
ladies?
That's all of us, right?
Yeah.
Mother was very wise.
Yeah, she was. She was also very short.
High school was, I think, a great experience. Ritchie's was a wonderful school. Park Forest was a great place to grow up. Of course, my father having the theater, I think, made it even better. We spent a lot of time at the theater.
We are bonded somehow, and I don't know whether it's because it was a planned community and they had so many activities for families, the Aqua Center dances, the teen canteens at the junior highs. Everybody could just jump on their bikes and ride around. The people that lived in the co-ops and the courts, you could meet 150 people without crossing the street. So, it was just really a cool time.
I think that there was a homogeneity among both our parents and their expectations for their children. And I think that was huge. When we went to elementary school, we all went home for lunch and could see our moms and kind of feel good about ourselves before we went back to school again. Lots of those family strengthening things are falling away. But this whole group had it.
We really had the best time to grow up of all the generations, because the generations before us, the kids had to work on the farms and they had to help with the livestock and things like that. And the generations after us, because of the internet or because everybody's paranoid about everything, they can't let their kids just go out and play like we did.
I still love Park Forest. The plaza's sort of shrunk down to almost nothing. They moved the village hall to the plaza. But I think the village is trying to do something to improve things. We tore down Marshall Fields. They're doing some landscaping in that area, making that area look better. So they're doing things.
I think we have something very special here in our class. It's just a particular time and space in the universe where we all got together, we met each other, and look how many people have shown up and are staying together and feel that fellowship and concern for others. It's a nice time.
Because you didn't have to come at all. You could have watched it on Facebook Live. You would have.
It would have been the same, George. It's not the same if you don't come in person. Come in person next time. Yeah.
Your 2017 Richie's Varsity Rockets.
Okay, any teachers? Do we have any teachers? A lot of teachers. Okay, great.
The tour of the school was fantastic. I think we had even more. We had over 30 people, I think. More than at the 45th. We only had about 20, I think. And I thought the school looked better than when we went there. Very clean, very nice.
Well, always the high school. Every time I go, it seems smaller than I remember it because it seemed big and overwhelming. I am pleased with how well kept the high school is. And actually, you know, even though the school is a different ethnic makeup than it was when I was there, I still think it's got some exceptional things going on, and that's great.
The library looked similar, but yet it had a lot of computers, so much more modern than what obviously what we had. They don't have typing anymore. They don't have keyboarding anymore, which we all had to take.
I was at the library, and they have a section, and it says, books about the history of Park Forest. And they had the yearbooks, the Lagoons, from like 1962 onward.
What do you think, Neil? Wish you were back?
Wish I was back. No way, Jose.
We went on a tour of the school again today, as we've done in the past years, and it was interesting. We were reminiscing about things that we had done there. Stuck butter patties to the ceiling.
Oh, man, I never did it.
You guys were bad.
That's wrong. That's just wrong.
I never did that.
Of course not. Of course not.
And then Margie Furman mentioned, she says, oh, well, we used to stick a straw in mashed potatoes and throw it up. And I said, you were out of control. The first person to find a butter patty stuck to the ceiling wins something, the butter patty.
It's my birthday and it's my reunion.
How about
I'm a
that?
lucky girl. I'm a lucky girl in a lot of ways. And one way I'm lucky is that I got to be part of the class of '67.
Oh my, very nice, Kenny.
I worked at Marshall Fields gift wrapping.
You never know when that training is going to come in handy.
This is new. People entering have to be buzzed in by security.
Still have full gymnastics or no?
No, we don't have gymnastics. That was very big here before I came to work here.
When we went on that tour this morning, discovering that there was gymnastics no longer, gymnastics was one of the things that molded me and shaped me, because I went later on in my life to do gymnastic shows and used my gymnastics ability throughout my life to become the entertainer that I ultimately became. And because of gymnastics and the self-esteem that it generated, I feel very sorry for those students who miss out on that for the sake of, I believe it's insurance and liability.
You were a big gymnastic.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And those little white pants with your toes pointed, oh my gosh, you guys were hot.
Thank you. After we left, it was like 2 or 3 years more for the men's gymnastics, and probably fell out of popularity, and also schools were concerned about liability issues, I would imagine.
When we were there today, there was a girls' volleyball tournament, so schools from other towns had come for this tournament.
I wanted to shoot a few hoops in the basketball court, but they were doing volleyball tournament, so I couldn't do that, but that's okay.
But it was a great time we had at the school. It was fun to be there and to see all the other students and just to see the school and walking through it, and it stirs up memories. For me, it does.
First down, Rockets.
How you doing, Ken?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Okay. So we're live streaming, and all the classmates that couldn't be here, so we thought it would be a good idea to maybe do something like this, and then everybody that could watch it could watch it. And we'll post it, and then you can see the reruns.
Here's my face.
There's his face.
Have I changed any?
Not much. Not at all.
Have I changed?
And this is Coach Georgie Goski and Betty. And so it's very nice of you to come and have dinner with everybody.
I wouldn't miss this.
And one of the greatest coaches in the state of Illinois history, right here.
I am delighted to see so many of us are happy and healthy and want to connect with each other.
But what happens when we come to these reunions is we start sitting down and talking to each other, and all of a sudden it sparks memories. It's like this leads to this, leads to this, and it builds into this bigger memory. Since I've been here, these couple of days, I've learned all kinds of things that I hadn't remembered on my own, but when somebody else brings something up, it's like, oh yeah, I remember when we did that, or I remember when I saw that.
People in front. Of course. Oh, big, no, you're in back this time. I'm all the way in back. Yeah, all the way in back.
Ooh, who's the best? Rich East Rockets. Ooh, who's the best? Rich East Rockets. We are the Rockets, mighty, mighty Rockets. Everywhere we go, people want to know who we are, so we tell them. We are the Rockets, mighty, mighty Rockets. Everywhere we go, people want to know who we are, so we tell them. We are the Rockets, mighty, mighty Rockets. Everywhere we go, people want to know who we are, so we tell them.
Awesome job.
Let's give Fred a hand.
We would like to consider this mic open mic night. And this is, some of you are shy getting up and being on a microphone and communicating, but if you have a story, something that's really special, we'd like to have you come up here. But there's so many stories, like Bob can't stop right now.
Well, I just remember this one activity. We were in the lunchroom, and it was senior year, and I was in line, and there was a big pile of apples. And the lunch lady put a note up there, and the note said, "Only take one. God is watching you." So, as the story goes, and Barry, he was in front of me in line. So we're going down the line for lunch, and then there's a big pile of these sugar cookies, those butter cookies. Does everybody like those? Yeah. When were they, a nickel? I think they were a nickel. So Barry's in front of me, and he takes out his pen and paper, and he writes this little note in front of the cookies. And it says, "Take as many as you want, because God is watching those apples."
No way. Coach Agosti. Coach Agosti.
Oh my God. Hey, I'm not the coach. God bless you. You know, this is probably one of the most exciting times of the year for me, because I can vividly remember all you people in the, 1967 class. I still remember that. God, you guys were good. You know, not only I'm talking about athletics, not only that, but I'm looking at the academics
the type of character you had, the type of desire that you had, just turned me on tremendously as a coach. You made me a better coach. I tried hard. But you know, I want to give you a secret though. You probably want to find out how I rallied all of you people together. Okay. You know what? I thought one thing. I'm going to work every one of you guys so hard that you always are going to bitch about me and never your teammates. So you fell in love with your teammates. But what a group of people you were. Young ladies, I remember that, coming out there and you cheering out there on the outside. And how about those assemblies we had? Yes. Wow! They just blew the roof right off of the top of the gymnasium. It was unbelievable. As I look at this group today, you stayed together. Remember back 1967? I was 36. You were 18 about, you know, right in the, oh my God, now I'm 86. And I hate to ask what your age is, but you know what? You're the new generation. I'm the old generation. You know what? In closing, you're not good, you're not great, but you are fantastic. I love you.
Thank you. Thank you, Coach. Be saluted.
That's me in fourth grade.
Yeah, I tell you, we got a world-class class of 67. And to still be this close and have this turnout after 50 years, it's amazing. Very proud of this class.
There was a contest that was initiated by the school or the class. It was called Mr. Irresistible, and everybody, all the boys had to run around and see if they could get the girls to talk. And if you could get a girl to talk, you would inevitably, she'd have to give up her Mr. Irresistible badge to the male that made her talk. And so I started from before school even began, as I'd run out and say, guess what, they're letting us out of school today. And they go, really? You talk to me, give me. So I had all these little tricks to get them. And so it became a finale contest between me and George Chandler. And George Chandler was the popular sport figure, and I was the gymnast. At the announcement of who the winner at the homecoming rally, who the winner of Mr. Irresistible was, my name was announced, and I came out dressed as a female with a wig, and just, I was the class clown. We did a cheerleading thing for one of the events. I dressed up as a cheerleader, and Neil with the lipstick, and you know, we were very animated and very connected to the class, and ultimately felt that we were a part of that spirit because we loved the school, we loved the teams, we loved the sports, we loved the events, we loved the academia, even though I was not a very academic student, really.
So you gave the commencement address at the graduation?
I did.
Do you remember any of the things you said to the students?
I probably went through the standard platitudes. I do have to thank Debbie Tierney, who really should have been at that podium. I believe she was the actual person who had been designated, but Debbie didn't want to do it for whatever reason, probably very good reason, I found out. I was terrified of a huge crowd, but that was a formative experience because, as you can tell, I love speaking to people now, and so it took 50 years to get there, I suppose.
We're all going to sing together. We're all going to sing together.